I just missed. How would you then get the cash from Bali?
Uthi boyithola kanjani ke leyo mali isuka kumbali?
Ngithi njalo ngolesihlanu kunemoto ezisuka eGoli, njalo ngolesihlanu kunemoto ezisuka eGoli eziya emakhaya.
What I say? Yebo.
So uma ngifuna imali bekwazi ukuphathisa lezo imoto lezo ifike zikunikeza imali ekhaya.
So
But why was there such an arrangement between you and Bali?
manje ungani nani ihlele ngaleyo ndlela leyo?
Angazi ukuthi ngizothi kungani ke mayemshuse ngibuza ukuthi kungani ngoba amakhaya ahlala ngale mina ngangihlala emakhaya umbali nginengane naye.
Yes, but on your own version, you let Mbali keep 3 bank cards and you have to make do in waiting for people who come to KZN that would bring money that comes from Bali.
That is getting very. I think that only demonstrates that Mr. Sibiya was a loyal person. It's surprising everybody that such an arrangement can be there, but that was their own personal arrangement. I don't think that has got anything to do with this case, unless specifically that has been driven to a certain point, Madrat. He says basically at 4 cards, and all 4 cards were in possession of Mbadi, Madrat.
Yes, Master.
There is nothing unpeculiar with that.
Yes. Yes.
So that was Advocate Baloyi there, who is surprised, or kind of shocked, that there is such an arrangement whereby Moses Sibiya's cards, bank cards, are with someone in Johannesburg. And this guy in Johannesburg, Mbali, withdraws the money, then sends it to KZN, to Moses Sibiya. I don't think there is a lot surprising in that kind of an arrangement there between the two. There's nothing surprising in that kind of an arrangement there. So to someone like Baloyi, this is like an alibi to him. So an alibi is like a proof or something that says, I was somewhere else when the crime occurred. Therefore, due to me being not there, I could not have committed that crime. So that's the definition of an alibi. So that's why Advocate Baloyi, is surprised by this. He is seeing this as an alibi to say, Moses Sibiya, you are saying you're in KZN, but your bank cards are showing that you are in Johannesburg. So here Baloyi, is trying to prove that Moses Sibiya was actually in Johannesburg. So to take this further up, and really put this back and forth to bed, they can actually call Mbali as a witness. This will be the defense doing that. They will be calling Mbali after Moses Sibiya has testified as a witness. And they can ask Mbali, to say, were you ever in possession of Moses Sibiya's bank cards around that period of 2014? And then they can start to verify, whether Mbali was actually in Johannesburg or not. This is something, that the court or the defense can do, to verify whether this alibi is actually true or false in itself. Yeah, that's one thing that I feel like they can do here. So there may be some reasons, why the defense has not called up Mbali to come and support Moses Sibiya if she indeed was in Johannesburg. They may feel that maybe she might crack under pressure. Or maybe they can feel, her story might be not strong enough and inconsistent to such an extent that, holes can be poked in her story. Because the thing is that you can be confident, with someone, but when they start to get cross-examined, especially about something that occurred 11 years ago, memory does play tricks on people's minds. We can forget some details about things that happened back then. And she may end up being exposed on something and say, and be proved, that you're actually not even in Gauteng at all, when she indeed maybe was in Gauteng. So I feel like these are some of the reasons why they are not even calling the mother of the child to come to court. Also, at the same time, the state can subpoena the Mbali to come and testify at the court. But as I know, the state is not calling someone who might support the accused. So the state can only call her if they strongly believe that she's going to disapprove Mosibia's story. So as of now, the calling of Mbali lies with the defense, and the defense is not doing that. So they are putting the burden of proof back into the hands of the state. So in other words, they are not going to assist Baloyi in proving that Mosibia was in Johannesburg. They are sticking with their story, to say he was in KZN. The bank cards were with Mbali in Gauteng. And to top it off, Judge Rat himself is not calling any witness to come and testify, unless maybe if he feels like it is going to assist in a fair trial, but he is not calling anyone. So just on this specific part, the defense is winning this one. The way I see it, they are definitely having some points here that are supporting them, over Advocate Baloyi and his attempt to prove that Mosibia was in Gauteng and not in KZN at the time. So putting most of these things aside, and just looking at this setup from a feasibility perspective, it's technically feasible, for someone to withdraw money in Johannesburg and send it by bus to someone in KZN. Technically feasible, very, very possible. But for the courts, for somebody, this can raise some eyebrows and stuff. But this is not something very, very difficult. I think they can just go to the banks themselves, because I've withdrawn money from an ATM, and I think there is a camera there that just records, the person who is withdrawing the money. I feel like they can go to the bank there and request for some CCTV cameras, because 2014 cameras were already there by then, and show, who was withdrawing money using those bank cards. I think that the CCTV can put this matter to bed. They can solve it there and there, instead of show us the receipts for the bus tickets. How were you collecting this money? Who's the conductor you were giving with? I feel like the CCTV from the banks, can put this matter to bed. I'll catch you guys on the next one.